Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm here with a friend of mine, Nathen Hauk. He is the lead organizer, I could say, right, of the crypto shit show that is going down the 23rd in Philadelphia. Nathen, why don't you do me a favor and introduce yourself? Let everybody know your origin story. How did you get into Bitcoin? And then kind of work your way into exactly what you're doing now in the industry.
So, I mean, I guess it came from two places that ended me up in Bitcoin. And the one is I was working a lot of security conferences with a company called Independent Security Evaluators. We were running contests out at DEF CON and everything like that. And they kept giving us more responsibilities and more opportunities. We kept knocking it out of the park. And, that was fantastic to be around all those guys and everything like that and have them to be able to help me learn all about like what SHA-256 was and how it worked and what all these things were, because they're toys that they've been playing with for decades. So that was a big help. And then I'm a huge anarcho-capitalist, so I always wanted an alternative to the dollar. So Bitcoin came out, and we all used to scream, like, fuck the Fed and the Fed. So then it was just kind of like these two things came together, and now I have like the love of my life, which is cryptocurrency.
So you're taking that love of your life and you're putting some hard work and elbow grease behind it and organizing this crypto shit show. You already had one successful event. Maybe you could tell people a little bit about how that was.
Yeah. I knew Keith Smith and Preston Smith, and they were throwing this big retirement party that they were doing, and I went to that, and it was like a crypto thing, but it was just like everybody party and have fun, and Jordan Page was there doing music and everything, and it was Salvi did stand up, and it was just awesome. And I was like, hey guys, I want to like copy that, and I don't want to step on your toes. Do you mind? And they were like, nah, dude, fucking do that shit. So then I'm organizing that to just be a party, which is how I ended up with the name Shit Show, because I just had to like throw a name on the end of it for the invite page. But then I started getting all these people that had like announcements and exclusive content and like good quality of content. And I was like, shit, this is turning into a one-day conference.
Hmm.
And, I had all this experience with conferences and stuff. And I was like, all right, if I'm doing a conference, I'm doing it my way. So, I do about a third of it as technical talks. I do a third of it as like rally cries and conceptual talks and stuff like that. And then about another third of it is just entertainment, comedians. We had an escape artist.
That's
Just all
crazy, an
kinds of stuff.
escape artist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty wild.
All right, cool. So where's the venue at for the crypto shit show in Philadelphia on the 23rd of May?
So it's at about Cecil Bay and Mascher Street. So I think the address is 1724 Mascher Street, and a place called the Sculpture Garden. And it's a cool like indoor outdoor venue. Again, I don't want to be in hotel lobbies. I don't want to be in expo centers anymore. And I want this thing to be half party, half conference.
Yeah.
So like, I just want to find like these weird mutant locales to have them. I think the Las Vegas one, we're just going to have a huge mansion. I think the one that we're doing in Denver, we're going to be using like an indoor outdoor music venue.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, dude, the spot that we had in Baltimore, my buddy Spencer, he's the escape artist, like world class. YouTube that motherfucker, Spencer Horseman, and he's got like this 1920s Art Deco, like Prohibition era bar, and like the whole back half of it was like a sick theater. It's like a 200-person theater. So we had like stage, lights, audio, everything was great. Like it was fucking awesome.
So, are there going to be any workshops or anything? Anything for like the newcomers into the space? What exactly can people expect to take away from coming to the crypto shit show as a newcomer?
Well, so I mean, there's a lot of like existing companies will already be there that are always searching for talent. So if you're looking for a job, it's the place to go. There's a few startups that are going to be there that are looking for support, and they're looking to build out advisory boards and things of that nature. So there's ways to get those opportunities. We got some fun stuff going on. We're going to be doing what the hell is the name of them? Elevate
Oh, cool.
ATMs is going to be sponsoring. They're going to be sponsoring an Easter egg hunt. So we're going to be hiding paper wallets of varying amounts all over the place, all damn day
Man.
long. So yeah, that'll be fun. There's this one dude, Ken Bozak, is going to be hosting some kind of like trivia thing or game show. I don't know. We haven't ironed it out entirely yet to know exactly what it is, but that's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, I heard he's
Um,
working on something fun where people can earn some crypto playing a game show type thing. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
all right, cool.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, So, dude, Mike Salvi has just been, he's been hitting the clubs and just like killing it and like working new material and everything. So he's going to be there. He's got some other guys lined up. I haven't announced everybody yet because I'm trying to just like leak like 1 or 2 announcers, like, or speakers or presenters a day. We're going to have like some guests of honor and shit like that. So lots of surprises.
All right, any sponsors or anything? Anybody we can shout out for hooking up and making this possible?
Yeah, I mean, right now my only sponsor is Independent Security Evaluators. They do the IoTvillage.org at RSA. We were just out in San Fran. We did it out at RSA. We had ran a stage out there. You know, out at DEF CON, DerbyCon, TourCon, like B-sides in Las Vegas and just a ton of cities. I think we're going to ShakaCon out in Hawaii this year. But Independent Security Evaluators, I've been working with them for years, and they're just brilliant bastards.
Now, this sounds like it could be expensive if somebody wants to come to the crypto shit show, bro. So how much is it going to be to come?
It costs approximately like an Uber fare. So get your ass there and you're good. Right. I think there's I think the what is that? The Blue Line, I think, might run like 2 blocks from there, the Burke Station. So yeah, you just show up, man.
Just show up. All right, cool. All right, so anything else, like anybody in particular that you can talk about that will be speaking that may have somebody's attention or people maybe want to come out to see?
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing is the CEO of Independent Security Evaluators is going to be there, and he's actually going to be doing a talk on threat modeling the blockchain. And what's really going to be cool about that is it's going to give you know, a lot of people insight into how white hat hackers work, the way they operate. Yep. And it's going to be a technical talk, but it's not going to be overly technical. So a lot of people are going to be able to participate. I'm feeling like that's probably going to be one of the hottest Q&A sessions. Larkin Rose is coming out, and there's no telling what he's going to do, but you can always count on him succeeding and exceeding all of your hopes. Like the guy's a killer. Who else do we got? I just met Dr. Matt Rose from Sava.com, which is, I think they won some contract or some contest to try to solve problems for medical via like the VA or something. So I actually just met him the other night, and he's really excited.
Yeah, it's interesting because they lose a lot of the VA clients' medical records or records in general, and then they have a hard time getting any help from the VA because they're just lost in the sauce.
Yeah. No, medical is definitely a huge issue. ISE did a big. I'm really worried about this. I got some mean geese creeping around behind me. They're out of gnats. I thought it would be nice to come down and give you guys a river at sunset, but it's getting pretty scary around these parts.
Yeah, dude, those Canadian geese can get tough.
Yeah, toughest thing in Canada.
So is there
I'm sorry, where was I?
Is there going to be any like Bitcoin ATMs or anything like that? Are people going to be able to interact with cryptocurrencies? Is there going to be anywhere to buy or use crypto?
Yeah. So Elevate is going to have a machine live throughout the day. I think they're going to do a talk about like the hurdles and like KYC law and stuff like that, like everything that it took to actually bring their ATM idea to fruition. So that's going to be another talk. I planned on, I just started coming up with this today. I think I'm going to do a crypto only marketplace. I know a gallery down in South Philly that takes Litecoin and I think Bitcoin. Brandon, a guy that you met, I'm going to see if I can get him to come to push his comic label. I'm going to see who I can dig up in Philly. I mean, again, these things put themselves together.
Yeah, you know, that would be cool because I was talking to him about like the comics and crypto, and I was like, you know how cool it would be to hide a private key in a comic somewhere, and then, hey man, you sell your comic for crypto, and you know somebody might be able to decrypt it and find out what that private key was, and or maybe they never do. An episode or issue 1 is worth, you know, whatever because Bitcoin keeps going up in values. It's essentially a paper wallet.
Yeah, definitely. Or I mean, it could cite back to like, it could be a comic with a missing page, and then you can like go into the blockchain, research that one block, and then find the page.
That would be dope. Proof.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of cool ideas you can do like that. And yeah, I was when I was out in San Francisco and Oakland a couple weeks ago. Me and my buddy Chase out there, that's all we were talking about were like goofy, like stenography ideas with cryptocurrency just for the hell of it. It's like dumb shit.
Well, I like the concept of having it like a crypto shit show where it's like an unformal, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable going into a professional environment not knowing anything about it. Like if they're semi interested in something, they don't want to be surrounded by the experts because they feel like, oh, I'm going to be taken advantage of. But if I want to learn about crypto and maybe I don't want to be taken advantage, the crypto shit show sounds like a perfect place for somebody who's wants to just go and not worry about being sold anything. You know what I mean? It's like it's in the name, man. It's cool like that. I like that a lot, that it's very opening to the community. Like, we're just going to have a good time. Don't worry about bringing your suit and tie. Just get here and enjoy it.
Yeah, the first one I did down in Baltimore, Spencer on his stage, he had like a drop-down projector and screen. And we have a bunch of projectors back at the office. And, he had the audio and he had other TVs and stuff. And then I was like, well, I don't want anybody to use visual aids because I don't want there to be like an entry to barrier for someone that might just show up and want to talk. And that dude Trek, he saw the live stream like halfway through the day and he was up in Philly and he was like, well, when does this end? And I was like, it never ends. So he hopped in his car, drove down to Baltimore, showed up, and like he just like kind of sat there in the audience for a little bit. He like talked to people during one of the intermissions. And then like towards the end, he got up and gave like a really insightful off the cuff talk. And I was like, holy shit, that was great. You put projectors in and stuff like that and people have slides available. You're not going to get that.
Right. No, Trek's awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool as hell. Yeah, he drove out to meet up at one of the Philly meetups that I was at before. It was really cool. Like, that's people put a lot of love into this industry, man. It's good to see that. Especially like what you're doing. It isn't like you're making anything from this. You're putting a lot of work into it. You could be sitting at your computer screen trading rather than sitting at your screen trying to organize a meetup, man. So I appreciate those efforts for real. Like those grassroots efforts too, because like you were at the meetup the other night where I think DigiPulse was the sponsor. It was a good turnout. There was a lot of people asking about it that didn't even attend the meetup, that were just at the location, at the venue where the meetup was, and they were just interested in it because of everybody around them was talking about it. And with a conference that is, on a scale magnitude, people are going to walk away from that, crypto shit show, and everybody around that area is going to be talking about it now. I don't know if that area has ever even had a cryptocurrency conference or even like a meetup in that area that size. So it's going to be interesting to see that ripple effect.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to enough conferences that I know that, you start out the day going to sessions and workshops, but then throughout the day you start meeting interesting people and you're hanging out with them in the hallways. You stop making it into shows and stuff like that and parts of the conference, and the real business gets done at after parties and other parts. So that's another thing I was trying to model this after. I want it to be informal enough that, people could break away into groups and go have little private meetings or do interviews or whatever they have to do. But then still have the quality of content for people that want to sit there and just keep learning and getting into it.
That's actually a really good idea. So you made the conference itself the after party, so you don't have to go anywhere, man. The conference is the party.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're getting kicked out of this venue, I think, at around 11:30. So he was like, look, there's a lot of bars around here that will coupon you in. So I'm probably just going to hook up with one of the local bars and just get a bunch of drink coupons to like migrate everyone to one place. But quite honestly, man, you start out at 11 a.m. Everybody just like thinking and talking and working and being excited all day. You're just exhausted. Like, I don't think there's going to be much of an after party, but.
Yeah, no, I've been to plenty of conferences to know that, if you go to the actual conference, you're probably not making it to the after party. So, you might want to sleep in or something, miss half the conference just to make the after party so you can network. Like you were saying, that's where the real networking goes down.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really at the conference. It's at the after parties.
So
that's cool, man. Hey, were you thinking about doing some of these, as a, after party conference following the major conferences? Because they're doing a conference in Vegas, the World CryptoCon, and you could just, hey, we're going to do a one-day after party thing, too. Like, you can follow those conferences.
Yeah, so that one conference that I was mentioning, B-Sides, that's in, like, every major city. it's a really small local conference, but they always peg themselves onto the larger conference that's in town. But I mean, I don't know. It's pretty safe to say that there's plenty of drama in the cryptocurrency space. That's one of the reasons I haven't taken on any sponsors, because like I have ISE. I've worked with those guys for years, and to hell with anybody that is mad at me for taking money from them. And I want to take more sponsors, but it's just, how do I do it in a transparent manner where people don't think that like people are paying for stage space, or they're like doing this, or it's like greasy. So that's a difficulty. That's a hurdle, because I would like to be able to build this out and do it better. Yeah. See what happens.
We'll see, man. I mean, hey, hard work does.
So everybody
off,
sponsor me, but don't sponsor me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, eventually you'll have your choice of the litter, right? I mean, that's the best part of something like this, you know. And hopefully, you know, I like this. I like to think that when the community sees value in something, the community comes together to keep that thing around, and that's what crypto makes possible. You know, so even if there was a live stream with a Bitcoin wallet on the live stream, people might be able to donate, and that might be able to make the next crypto shit show possible, you know. So maybe that's what will happen. Or, you know, maybe like you said, you'll get to the point where people are just throwing money at you because they want to talk at your conference, and you just have to be careful, like you said, you go about it. And I was curious a little bit here on what your thoughts are of other conferences, though, like how they kind of are centraled around the ICOs, but they don't really tell people how to get into them. You know, like you can go to almost any conference and they'll say, hey, this ICO, that ICO, this is our next ICO, but they'll never tell you how to get into it legally in the US. So it's like, why are you even telling us? Most conferences don't really teach people about the technology or talk about Bitcoin in general. They're talking about all of the sponsors that made the Bitcoin conference possible, but Bitcoin's never mentioned. So what are your thoughts? As I know you were at the one I was at in, Miami, right?
Yeah, I was in Miami. I was up at that one in New Hampshire. I liked the New Hampshire one because it was small. The one in Miami was, the security, the lines, that was dumb. That was just a mess. Like having to go through security nonstop all damn day.
Oh yeah, every time you went outside to smoke a cigarette, you had to go through TSA.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. They're conferences, man. I'm not gonna say that there's anything especially good about them, and I'm definitely not gonna say that there's anything awful about them. I think they're run of the mill, and that's fine. That's normal. That's what they're supposed to be. It's what people are accustomed to. I'm kind of from the school of thought that a lot of the people that were early adopters of Bitcoin and then Ethereum and, you know, the earlier currencies, a lot of these people were the ones that were like, you know, fuck fiat currency, like fuck these models, like we're mad, we want an alternative, we're buying it, we're going to make this happen. And like, I want people to remember, like, you know, you have claws and you have sharp teeth. Don't put on a blazer. Don't start using the words they use. Like, yeah, we're going to have to mingle and be professional. And some of those people are going to come into our space. We're going to have to go into theirs to a degree, but never, ever, ever forget how like savage this was from the get-go. I mean, it's in the Genesis block of Bitcoin.
No, you're right, man. This is anarchy money. Everybody wants to call crypto drug money. Nah, crypto's just anarchist money, man. It's money without a government, you know? It is self-governed. It is a perfect anarchist economic economy, if you really think about it. I mean, it's voluntary. You don't have to, and you can choose so many other cryptos. You don't have to use Bitcoin. You could use Litecoin or Dash or whatever. So talking about all that, I was just curious about like how you use cryptocurrencies personally. Do you just trade? Do you hodl? Do you use it to buy things online? Like how does Nathen utilize cryptocurrencies?
I think we're about to have a problem with that guy stalking around.
Yeah, you got a duck buddy.
Yeah, I might have to go soon. I actually don't have any cryptocurrency at all. I have none.
What?
I had a bunch of paper wallets, and I left the sink on, and they all got wet, and the ink ran, and now I have no cryptocurrency.
All right, well, if you're listening, IRS, man, he ain't got no crypto.
Yeah, no, it's it's unfortunate. I'm pissed off. I was bought in a lot, and it's all gone.
Damn. Well,
that
sucks. But yeah, dude. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about maybe. Do you know any businesses in Philly that accept crypto, or anything in the city that is kind of crypto oriented?
So that was actually something I was going to get on this week. from what I sorry, my thumb's in the way. Let me get situated. One of the things I wanted to get on this week was, from what I understand, Philly Brewing Company, I was told by Mike Salvi, he told me that Philly Brewing Company used to be able to go on a tour of their brewery, and then at the end you could buy a case in Bitcoin. Oh. And I think that was back like 5 years ago or something like that. And they're actually not far from the venue, so I was going to reach out to them and ask them if they wanted to sponsor it, or if they wanted to come down and just like sell in crypto, or if they wanted to maybe even do a talk on what it was like for them to be, as a business, accepting cryptocurrency so early on when nobody gave a shit, nobody had it.
I hope they hodled at least 10%, man. Most businesses were converting the fiat right away through BitPay or some other merchant.
Yeah.
I mean, even 50 Cent thought he was rich, but he realized that he was selling his album for Bitcoin and converting it to fiat right away. Or he would have been rich.
Oh.
Or richer, I guess. I'm
maybe
sure that he still has some money.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
So speaking of all right.
Yeah, so no, there's...
Sorry, broke up there.
Yeah, so I know those guys in South Philly that have the art gallery, and I'm going to try to get them to come down and move some art for crypto. That would be pretty cool. But I want to open up this little crypto-only marketplace, and so that's what I'm going to be doing this week, is just reaching out to Philadelphia and seeing who accepts and then who wants to come just hang out. But right. I think that, I hold these things on Wednesdays because I want it to be like people that want to work in this space and people already that do work in this space. I do want it to kind of be a con and not so much of a blockchain 101. It's one of the reasons I do them on Wednesdays. And, but I would like to go like, hey, let's get like a bunch of bar owners in here. Because one of the things I was thinking of, Philly has a huge volume of bars that only accept cash for obvious reasons. And that kind of screws over the end user. They don't have the convenience of paying with other stuff. Well, if you forget credit cards and all that and you move directly to crypto, then the bartender gets or the bar owner gets what they want, and the end user gets ease of payment. So I was thinking that would be a really cool angle, and I was hoping to get a bunch of people to come in.
Yeah, and we could even teach them about stable coins, digital cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the dollar. Things like, we could show them how to use things like BitShares or whatever. I even try to say, like, imagine a bar, that had its own blog on Steam where they just talked about the crazy shit that happened in the bar. And now the bar is its own business by having its own blog. Now you have income coming out of nowhere. Most bars have those stories on Instagram or Facebook where they talk about crazy shit anyway that happened in the bar. Do that on Steam. Now your bar has extra revenue that you never expected to have come in.
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that, we have like these little distributed social networks now at the same time. Like it's good that they're already up and running now. There's like this little quasi exodus from Facebook, so that's pretty good timing.
Yeah, it's great timing. So what are your thoughts on any of the upcoming cryptos, man? I gotta ask before we get going, what are some of the crypto blockchain projects that got your interest right now?
So I like to really immerse myself before I make any predictions or talk about anything like that. And because I was just out working like mad out west for a couple weeks, I just got back and I'm working really hard on the crypto shit show. I can't make any predictions. I'm about a month out of the loop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's like a crypto light year.
Yeah, I know. It would be really irresponsible of me to, mention anything.
Well, I could try to fill you in. You could just give me your opinion. So Pornhub partnered with Verge.
Yeah, I knew that.
I don't know what you think of that. I mean, personally, I don't think it's going to work out in the long term. I feel like that Pornhub's going to have to accept one of the more mainstream cryptos if they want to accept crypto.
I think the idea was it was a privacy coin, and this is all about men being able to hide it from their wives, or wives trying to hide it from their husbands.
That's actually a good point. Okay, I like that. All right, and then hear me out on this one. The Dow Jones partnered with Basic Attention Token to create an advertising platform on a blockchain.
I mean, we met that person from that one studio the other night that we shouldn't say his name or the studio he works for. And he was saying that, they're doing a huge pitch to their advertisers about cryptocurrency and stuff like that. So, I mean, that network may be owned by the same group that's trying to push Basic Attention for him.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for those institutional partnerships. Like even the NASDAQ announced that they may be starting a cryptocurrency exchange. Dude, if something like that were to happen, the minimum the crypto market would end up seeing is about $1 trillion flood into it.
I know, but at what cost, man? I'm just really weary about it. That's what I'm talking about, the teeth and the claws. It's like, we have something that we need to guard. We have something, and that's why I'm really happy about Ripple. Ripple wasn't able to penetrate. Ripple wasn't able to mar the rest of the free coins and stuff like that. And, a lot of people are learning the hard way, and there's the class action lawsuit and all that fun stuff. And, but, that was like good due diligence by the community.
I like that. Yeah. Now, I think Ripple might be like the best devil's advocate for this transition, because people are going to learn what happens when you use a centralized digital cryptocurrency, or I should say a centralized digital currency, not much a cryptocurrency. It's a digital currency, I guess, rather than using a actual digital cryptocurrency. So anyway, we're going to see. So final words, I guess. I just wanted to let everybody know, check out the Crypto Shit Show. There's a link in the description box below. Check it out. It's on the 23rd of May. It is in Philadelphia. Again, the link is below. Nathen, any final words for the audience?
Yeah, the event page or the event link's going to be down there. I forgot to mention the great majority of the speakers, so you're going to have to go check them out for yourself. I'll see you out there on the 23rd if you can make it. And the next city is Denver, and that's looking like it's going to be late June. So awesome. One of the things I'm doing with this thing is I'm trying to build a baller-ass audience that knows they can follow me city to city and see the best that city has to offer.
All right, cool. All right, guys, so you heard it. So it's going to be in Philly, and then it's going to keep on moving. So you might want to make sure you follow Nathen. I got the links in the description box. Make sure you go ahead and follow him. Check out the Crypto Shit Show in Philly on the 23rd, and have a day. Thanks for coming on, Nathen.
Dude, thank you so much, Ken.